Activate your personal shielding gear straight to level 3, because it's time for the Star Wars Battlefront podcast. Welcome to the Star Wars Battlefront podcast, episode 11, with our special guest, Sam Merco.
I get us back to Battlefront. Okay, so you said you've platinum Battlefront. How are you playing it now, or have you doled down any much in your hourly quota of Battlefront?
Yeah, I have. I've slowed back down. I mean, like I said, I like to. I'm doing trophies for my friend, and I'm trying to actually just get him leveled up for the expansion so that he has access to all the star cards and everything he needs and all the weapons. But I'll still jump on and play a drop zone. The thing I like about the multiplayer, because I don't like the campaign mode, is that it's so fast. I mean, generally for every game on there, the longest game is 15 minutes. So you kind of kill yourself by inches. You're like, well, I'll play one game. You play 15 minutes. You're like, I could have done better. You're like, well, I'll play one more game. And you play 15 more minutes. And then 3 hours later, you're like, God, I could just, what am I doing? Where am I at? What happened?
Yeah, it's one of those games. I've mostly been playing, like, we are big Minecraft people, and we used to play on servers, and most of the games we were playing were like 20 to 30 minutes long. And when I was coming to this, I was like, man, I could play this 5 times in the same amount of time I was playing that one game.
Yeah, I know. Like Rocket League's come out, and that's another one you can do that on. Like you got a 5-minute game, and you're in and out. Helldivers, I'm actually playing a little bit now, and I mean, most of your missions you're in and out in like 8 to 10 minutes. So it's good to be able to, just like Battlefront, be able to drop in and play a game and then drop back out.
Yeah, I like games like that where you don't have to spend so much time, but we've actually spent almost 100 hours on it.
Yeah, me too. Don't you find, though, without the campaign mode, you just, I mean, you like it, and it's something you enjoy playing, but you don't care as much about it? Does that make sense? Like with the campaign mode, you have something built into it. Like I think it was Battlefront 2. Was that where they were going through the 501st? They were talking about like their evolution into from the clone troopers to the stormtroopers and kind of their journey. Was that Battlefront 2 or is that?
I think that was Commandos. That's Star Wars Commandos, or it might have been Battlefront. I don't know.
Battlefront 2.
It's been so long since I played this original Battlefront.
Well, I bought Battlefront 2 and like some extra controllers and went to the beach with my 2 brother-in-laws. And we literally played, like, once everyone went to sleep, we were playing like 6 hours a night, which is kind of ridiculous, but that's what we did. Yeah, it was so fun. And I told them, I was like, it's been proud serving with you guys in the 501st when vacation was over. But like Battlefront, I'm like, man, I had a really good time playing this game, but I don't feel the connectivity to it that I do for some of the others. I just feel like, even though it's a beautiful game and it's super fun to play and I feel like it's really immersive, I don't feel connected to it as much as if I did like the older ones. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And like in Battlefront, there's not that thing that you want to just keep on going for. Like, it's mainly for fun. That's the main point of this game.
Yeah, and you were talking about earlier doing a community thing where your listeners could come and play. The problem too is you've got the partner system where you can only have 2 partners. I mean, I would rather have like an expanded partner system where if the 3 of us wanted to play, we could all 3 go in there, be partners, spawn at the same locations, kind of travel as a group. You guys would both be highlighted gold on my map, so I knew where you were. And maybe we could try to, do stuff together. I don't know. The partner system's kind of weird to me.
Yes, that is something I want them to update and sometime soon, because that is very difficult. Like I was saying in last episode, that I would like it if your partner is not available, you can spawn with someone else or something like that, because I am just spamming the triangle and I can't go spawn into the battle.
Yeah, and everybody's so crazy too. Most people aren't going to have your back. Nobody's going to jump in and try to save you, versus like if the 3 of us were there and you could spawn at any of your partners, or if ideally everybody's together, you could maybe save a guy. If there's somebody shooting at him, you can go over there and save your partner and maybe get a few more kills. Maybe they could get a few more kills.
Yeah, and go ahead, Sam.
And then the one time you get a good partner, he's over by the ETSD shooting it when it's not even vulnerable.
Yeah, I know. He's like, man, I'm going to get this thing. You go get a little guy. I'm going to go over here and kill people, but you have fun up there.
And it would be so awesome if you could have, fill up the whole slot with just your partners. And then you could have the Shadow Trooper squad, the elite of the elite.
Yeah. And if you had a whole group, maybe you could have if you had the tie-dye sheep, maybe if you could have the logo on their arms or something like that.
Oh, that would be epic.
Just zoom in, you can pause the game, maybe zoom in and have your tie-dye mafia up there, just rolling through in the black armor.
Oh no, it's the tie-dye mafia.
That could be your community name. The tie-dye mafia.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, they need to do something to where you can connect easier with the community, because Battlefront has such a great community.
Yeah, there's so many players. I don't ever go in there, like I said, unless it's really late at night, where there's not a full game of people just wanting to play, and I don't really find. Oh, I mean, you can't really have any trolls on there because nobody can even talk to anybody. So,
Yeah. They can control you by using the shock blaster.
Oh my God, it's such a. I'll come around there and I'll just be E11 and somebody, and they'll be like, "Oh, there he is." Oh, okay.
And the sparks on you.
Yeah, I'll be like, try that when I'm halfway across the board, buddy. I'll pretty much be carving your name in your tombstone with my E11.
Yeah. And people are like, you have to put it with this star card to make it good. I'm like, then it's not good.
I'll tell you, if I look up on my board where I have to get 25 kills with the shock rifle, I will go ahead and just spend 100 every single time. I'll never use it.
Talking about the DLC, what do you want to come out of it?
More of a campaign. I really feel like I see what EA's putting out on their Twitter and what they're telling a lot of people that are calling into the 1-800 number, and I think it's a bait and switch. And if it is, it's really going to kind of frustrate me, because I think what people are hearing is they're adding a campaign mode, is what they're saying almost. But I think what they're saying is we're going to take into account more of the offline options. And I think what they're going to talk about, or what they're going to do, is actually just add more of the missions. We're going to have another survival on Bespin. We'll have a survival on, where the Outer Rim planets. I mean, and I don't really want that. I'm not interested in any more survival or battle missions. I would like to have something that I can sit down with my friends and go through, a little story. It doesn't have to be long, but just a little something to add on there. Maybe 5-hour to 7-hour campaign for every DLC.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people who have not bought my Battlefront because it doesn't have a campaign. And I think they're losing a lot of their fans that could be there to not having a campaign. And what I would really want, and I've been saying this for a while, is you're the rebels or the Imperials. You're in this city and you have to go around placing bombs places if you're the Imperials to collapse the Rebel Alliance's base, or you sneak around trying to infiltrate the Imperials' base.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I can get behind that. Or why don't we have some kind of some missions in Fighter Squadron? I mean, something other than shoot all the ships and try to get the escaping ships for each side. I mean, how boring is that after a while? I mean, when we get the Death Star patch, why don't we actually have a Death Star raid where you have to go through and hit the exhaust port and blow the Death Star up? You have to have so many people shoot a certain spot on the Death Star, and then the TIE fighters are trying to protect the Death Star's exhaust port. I mean, why don't we have something like that? Won't we raid on a Star Destroyer? I mean, anything. Just give me something.
Yeah. That was exactly what I was thinking. I mean, that would be awesome. Or maybe play as Han Solo doing the Kessel Run.
Yeah, get us some sound clips, man. Get us anything to just make the game a little bit better. I mean, if you're in the Falcon, just maybe every 10 seconds, give me like some kind of randomized, like have about 100 little Han Soloisms or Chewbacca's or, give me a or something, anything. Just give me something.
Your Chewbacca is way better than mine.
Oh, I wasn't doing a Chewbacca. I just got choked there for a second.
Mine sounds like a dying Wookiee.
Hey, there are no bad Wookiees, okay? So it's okay. We accept you.
And I think what they should do is, if they want it to be canon, they could add something with Disney to have some storyline that expands the universe. I know with the Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens game that's coming out very soon, it is going to show how C-3PO lost his arm and replaced it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I don't really think they're taking full advantage of their planets either. I mean, Yavin was in the original trilogy. I mean, why don't we have with the big temples on Yavin? Why don't we have some sort of mission there or maps there?
That would be really awesome, and they could do a lot of cool stuff where the those old temples could come crumbling down while you're running past them or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be good to have environmental hazards that you'd have to watch out for. Like maybe Solus has some areas of it where volcanoes start erupting, and you have to watch out for it. Or maybe if the walkers that are on the Jakku expansion, maybe if you detonate enough explosives beside a walker, maybe the walker falls over.
Yeah. Did you see that those concept art for the Force Awakens, how Jakku was actually going to be a swamp at first?
Wow, really?
Yes. And they had just ATs spread around it, crumbling up, still standing.
Well, that would have been pretty cool. It seems like we've got Endor. We had another swamp there because we've got Dagobah as well. Dagobah might not be another bad map. I don't know how you would differentiate it from Endor, but
yeah. And another cool thing they can add, if they're going to go with the prequel side in either the next game or the game after that, they could have some kind of water battle on Naboo.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be fun. Go underwater and have those big monster fish coming after you.
Yeah, that would be a cool beast mode too.
Yep.
They just have, Star Wars is so expansive. They can do a lot of things that they aren't doing right now.
Like, would you pay $5 extra for your prequels if you could get a hero of Jar Jar Binks that had no weapons or abilities, that just could walk around until he got shot and killed?
That would be awesome. And I probably would.
Like, you go over and you reach your hero marker and be like, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Anakin and a pod racer? Who's it going to be? Then you're Jar Jar and you're like, you know what? He deserves to die. You just walk right into battle.
Oh, that's hilarious. Did you ever play Lego Star Wars?
Yeah, I played most of them, I think. My friend bought them all, so I played with him.
Yeah, that is my favorite Lego game ever.
I think there's a scene in the very first one where Vader's got one of the Lego guys for the Rebels in a force choke, and then he just falls into pieces. That just always made me laugh.
Yeah, and with the Lego humor is just so good. Especially when they couldn't talk and they're just like, her, 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 her.
Yeah, that always made me laugh. I just don't play a ton of the Lego games, but he's always got them. He's like, hey, check this out. We played the Star Wars and Indiana Jones. We played a bunch of them.
Yeah, and now that Disney owns Lucasfilm, we're probably going to get another Indiana Jones movie.
Gosh, man, I tell you, I just wept tears all summer long the year that came out. I saw M. Night Shyamalan, who was one of my favorite directors at the time, had The Happening come out, It was his first R-rated movie. Are you familiar with him? The guy that did The Sixth Sense. And
Oh yeah, I really like Signs, and then the Village.
Did you ever see Unbreakable, his second one?
We saw parts of it.
Yeah, I liked it as well. But yeah, he came out with The Happening with Mark Wahlberg and a thing where the trees were killing you. And then I watched that and I was like, well, at least I've got The Crystal Skull to look forward to. And then after that, I just wanted to jump off a building. I was like, there's no more movies for me ever.
When they get an older character to come back and replay his role, it's not always going to be the best thing. I mean, Han Solo did pretty good in The Force Awakens, but he doesn't really like Han Solo.
Yeah, I really think they did a great job with him, though, because I got such a feeling of Han Solo coming back. He reminded me of like Grandpa. He's crazy. He's out there. He's still trying to do a Kessel Run. He's got two groups that he's already screwed over, just like he did with Jabba in the last movies. He's trying to get out of there. There's creatures running through his ship. And then he actually has a few tender moments towards the end. Spoiler alert, with Ben or with Kylo Ren. I got everything that I wanted to out of Han Solo in that movie. I thought it was a perfect comeback for him in that role.
Yeah, it was a perfect awakening, you could say.
Yeah, true.
I got everything. That is my favorite Star Wars movie because I'm actually in this new age of Star Wars. I can take this in completely. Like when the prequels came out, I was very little, and now I understand all of Star Wars, and now it's my favorite movie.
It's probably my second favorite behind the Empire, because when I was 6 years old, Empire came out, and for my birthday, my mom and dad took me to my parents' friends owned a movie theater, and they had a little tiny room up top, like a little private room where you could go watch the movies. And I went up there and sat and watched Empire, and I got to see those the AT-ATs on the screen, on the big screen, big monster screen, coming at me for the first time, like metal dinosaurs, and nothing like that. We'd never seen anything like that before. Now we're spoiled because we've got, CGI T-Rexes running across the screen, and you can see anything you want to these days on the internet. But to experience that in a theater as a 6-year-old for the first time, and just to see something that incredible. I don't think that anything will ever overpower that as far as Star Wars for me. But I would say The Force Awakens is a very good movie, though, in comparison to it.
If that happened to me, that would be my favorite movie. Hands down, nothing will ever come close to it.
But you gotta think, man, it's like 1977, and then that's what you've got. Because you get to see, it's a pretty true representation, even when you watch it these days. It's not, as clear as it is on our big screen TVs now, but it was just coming right at you, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, what am I watching? What is this?
That is just awesome. And if lucky, you had a friend that owned a movie theater.
It was a small theater. Theaters were a lot smaller then. It wasn't like your 72 movie complexes. They were like two little theaters, You could probably have those these days in probably a person's apartment almost.
But still, that's awesome.
It was really great. It was one of my favorite childhood memories. That's what kind of hooked me on Star Wars, really.
Were you surprised when Darth Vader revealed to Luke that he was his father?
Oh yeah, I was 6. A lot of things surprised me when I was 6. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yes, I found someone. I've asked this to anyone who watched the original trilogy, and you're the first one that's ever said that.
I'll be the first one to admit it. Everyone's like, "Oh, I knew that. Of course, I knew that." But I'll admit it. I was blissfully ignorant. I was happily surprised to find it out.
That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to be featured on this podcast, leave a review or tweet at us at
TyeDyeSheepYT, or leave a comment on YouTube.
Or email us at battlefrontpodcast@gmail.com. If you feel you would give a good perspective on the podcast, email us.
We now have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/battlefrontpodcast.
May the force be with you.
Always.